Turning Point USA spokesperson and the executive producer of the Charlie Kirk Show, Andrew Kolvet, joins me now. Andrew, welcome to My View. Look, finally the shutdown is over, but when you look at the Democrats, it's kind of like watching a slow motion, train car crash, simultaneously a circular firing squad. How bad is this actually going to get for the Democrat Party?
Well, you have to give credit to the Democrats that they give at least the impression that there's unity. But then when you have something like this where the shutdown drags on for a record period of time, it really does expose these fissures between the far left, the radical base, activist base, and the establishment wing and the leadership wing of the Democrat caucus in D.C. And the fact that you have senators like Senator Dick Durbin out of Illinois saying that he can no longer endorse a political strategy that's going to starve his neighbors, that gives up the goat right there. We know exactly what this was about. It was about pure partisan politics for optics. And unfortunately for the radical left, enough sane Democrats, if you want to call them that, finally said enough's enough. And thank goodness that there's still some in the Democrat caucus in the Senate that have at least a willingness to eventually put the country before party. And, it's really sad at this point to realize that they got nothing out of it. They accomplished nothing. And I hope the country remembers, Laura.
Yeah, they got nothing, and it hurt a lot of people, Andrew, in the process. So I think the country is going to remember, and we'll make sure they do. We'll remind people of that every step of the way. And who actually reopened the government, of course, it was the Republicans and, as you said, a few key Democrats here. Take a listen to CNN's Abby Phillips here, Andrew. This is one of the craziest things I heard all week.
Conservatives are living in a completely different information world than liberals. Breaking that down needs to be done. Because when you don't ever even hear the facts, it's hard to even know that you're wrong. Half my job sometimes is knowing what the latest conspiracy is, so that if it comes up, I'm ready to address it.
Andrew, has she taken a look in the mirror? The conspiracies, is she serious with this? The Democrats and the mainstream media generally exist in an echo chamber. This was, again, one of the craziest things I heard all week.
Yeah, I mean, Abby Phillips at best needs to just, essentially tee up Scott Jennings for viral clips. Like, that's her one job. Like, hearing her actually try and be this opinionated, analyst and get out on the podcast, the talk show circuit, I just find is an awkward fit. And yeah, exactly. I can't tell you how many clips I've seen from her own CNN show that just go viral on social media, where she gets exposed for simply not knowing the facts of certain stories because she's in her own echo chamber. So it's a lot of the pot calling the kettle black here. And unfortunately, we do have there is a truth where there are shows like yours and what we try and do on the Charlie Kirk Show, where we're trying to get these alternative viewpoints out and actually the facts laid out, because, we saw this with the shutdown. To go back to our first topic, is that they use their echo chamber to beat the drum and to create this, chaos in the country, or Trump admin in chaos. And they do a good job about it, staying united, but it is completely bifurcated. And that is unfortunate. I would love Abby Phillips to get the facts more often.
Yeah, and sadly, a lot of these people also suffer from Trump derangement syndrome, for which we have no cure yet, Andrew, and we're still hopeful that they can come to a place of common sense and sanity at some point. Just to jump to Turning Point USA, Eric and I were so honored to be able to speak at Auburn University a little over a week ago, but this past week at UC Berkeley, there was an event, and obviously things kind of got a little crazy. Andrew, tell us what happened at this event and the fact that the Department of Justice is now investigating an incident that happened there.
Yeah, I mean, what happened at UC Berkeley is an abomination. It should have never been allowed to happen. And there's multiple points along the timeline that indicate that maybe it was a conspiracy to sabotage this event. I mean, I can't prove that yet. I certainly hope that the DOJ is able to find all the facts in this situation, Laura. But a couple of things stand out, one of which is that they made us change our ticketing system 2 weeks before the event. What did they do that for? We've seen this at other universities, like in Memphis. We had that with a Kyle Rittenhouse event last year. And they're hoping that activists will get those tickets to either disrupt the event from inside or not show up and try and make it look like we have an empty event. There's also a standby line that we usually have in place so that if people with tickets don't show up, that the standby line is able to get in. They refused to let us do that. And they told us, quote, "It's not our job to fill the event." Well, University of Berkeley, it's also not your job to make sure our event is empty. Now, we overcame a lot of these obstacles, and that's good, but that was question number one. Question number two, Laura, is they put the quote-unquote free speech zone, which is really the heckler's veto anti-free speech zone, right across from the entrance to the event. So that's where all those images that you see on your screen, that's where those people set up, and it's supposed to give them their constitutional right to free speech. Well, what they did is they used that zone to block 3 of the 4 entrances into the venue, and they essentially made everybody funnel into one entry point, which made them sitting ducks. And so then this same ticketing system they forced us to use, they get funneled into one point of entry. A lot of the QR codes didn't work. So then they're stuck there as protesters, rioters, thugs, and these goons, Antifa goons, started intimidating, breaking through the barriers, hurling glass bottles, fireworks, paint, other things at people just trying to attend an event in peace. And so, and then you see that image of the car. They timed it out. They timed that car out. These disgusting, vile people. There's no pejoratives strong enough for how disgusting this is. That car would backfire, and it sounded like a gunshot or a bomb was going off, which candidly triggered a bit of PTSD in our staff, many of whom were at UVU when Charlie was assassinated. And they timed it as a very intentional, symbolic gesture to say, hey, you're next. This is what happened to Charlie, and we're coming for you next.
Oh my gosh. Well, here's one thing I will say. We're grateful that these individuals with Turning Point are still out there. You guys are still doing the work that Charlie would have wanted done, and you're pushing on. So we're glad that event is over and that there wasn't anything more serious that happened, but obviously we hope to get to the bottom of it. Andrew, thanks for all you do, and thanks for spending a little time with us here on My View.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.